What is going on, everyone? It's me, Prasanna Balakrishnan, here for the live match review and player ratings for India versus UAE, which ended UAE 6, India nil. And they absolutely pasted us, embarrassed us, put any amount of adjectives you want to do it, because we are totally outclassed today from start to finish. And to do the match review and the player ratings after this, I have a good friend of mine from the Roaring Lions fan club from Chennai City FC. I have Mr. Arun Krishnan. Arun, how are you feeling after seeing that?
Well, it was embarrassing. I don't know. I am a loss of words because I didn't expect such an horrendous performance. And honestly, it's heartbreaking.
I mean, a loss is different. I mean, everyone loses. I mean, every sport, every team sport loses and whatnot. But at the matter of the defeat, that's what it's inexcusable. And it kind of stems from the top to the bottom, from the coach to the players. The coach not having a set 11. I mean, okay, it's been a while since we played international football, but at least you kind of have something set and then you can maybe want to play around it. But even the players, they look completely void of ideas. First timers, they look like they have never played football in their life before. I mean, the UAE players, they look like, okay, this is a nice training session. Let's make full use of this. And that's how they played. Um, what's your take on the game overall? You just complete it fully and then I'll give mine.
So to speak of the game, the first thing I say is like, even though personally I'm not a big fan of ski match, but still this is a game where all the players were almost new. Like we could see,
Yeah,
we had 10 debutants in the first game. We had
yeah.
we had Hitesh debuting today. We had Liston playing today, and so we really cannot blame on the players because these players are someone who have zero experience. He is like Stimaj is getting them heated up to what an international atmosphere could be. They have played in ISL, but ISL it's a different ball game when you compare it to the international standards. We have international players, but see the UAE team was a good team. They had their first teamers, they had their inexperienced player, they rotated it good, and but those kind of players we do not have in ISL, and that's just one of the major issues that these people need to get warmed up to the international exposure. So one thing is we really cannot blame the match or we cannot blame the players for such an embarrassing defeat. But maybe there could have been done something better which would have reduced the margin. Loss was inevitable here. Loss was inevitable. There was like it could have loss was inevitable. We couldn't have done a lot to stop UAE from scoring because UAE their attack was amazing. Ali Maghbout, they had Fabio and they had Al Hamadi. These three are one of the most threatening strikers. And Fabio was playing in the wing, so Fabio had 19 goals in 19 games in the league. So how good of an attacking player is. But he was playing in the wing and he threatened the team a lot. So this was something. So these are new players, so we cannot blame a lot on them. But still, Stimach could have done something better. He could have played Rowling, who was a defensive player, or he could have done something which would have reduced the margin of defeat.
I mean, even then, it's not even if you take the goals away. I mean, the manner in which we consider the goals, man. Oh my god, the way we are trying to playing out from the back, trying to playing tippy tappy inside our own box. I mean, they're pressing you so hard. They're pressing on you. They're literally hunting on you, and you're taught as a child. When in doubt, kick it out. You kick it out, and then you regroup again and then defend. But we decided to just play it, pass it out from the back, and we literally handed them to them on a plate. So it was so easy for them. I mean, it's actually holy to in India, but we had no celebrations as Indian football fans. So yeah, man, and again the rotation wise. I mean, today also we are looking at the lineups here. I mean, Mashur came off at the last game. He played only like what, hardly 1 minute, a minute or two, and today he's played a full game. And Akash Mishra is debuting today. Liston is debuting today. Apuya Lalangmavia, he came on in the second half. He played very well in the last game, but today he was disappointing. Pritham Kotal hardly played last game, and today he's playing. And you have to remember, this UAE team last played like 2 months ago. They played in January, and the last game before that was at the end of 2019. And you could kind of say the same situation for us, but the gulf in class was clearly seen. I mean, their striker Ali Maghbout, he should have easily scored 5 or 6 today. If not for Gurpreet, that would have been embarrassing today. And it's kind of like the short player review, match review, and I don't think we can summarize it any better. So let's just go straight into the player ratings. We'll start off with the goalkeeper Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. I think without Gurpreet, we would have seen at least 10. And it was him that was actually standing between us and a more embarrassing defeat. What did you make of it?
Gurpreet had an amazing game. He tried to keep the defense in shape, but unfortunately, we were playing on high line with two slow defenders. That was a big mistake. And still, Gurpreet made some few great saves. He for his height, his reflexes are too good actually. And
Yeah.
in my opinion, Gurpreet is the best player for India.
Yeah, he was the best player. And what score would he give him? I think he gets I mean, he let in 6, so you can't give him more. But I think we can give him a 6.
Six
What do you
for the
think?
number of goals he let in.
I mean, but even then, he made a number of extraordinary saves. I mean, that you cannot. So Gurpreet Singh Sandhu gets a 6. And moving on to the defensive part, Preetham Kotal. I think he was very average today. He had literally even he did nothing. I mean, I can't even. I don't want but he didn't make any glaring mistakes. But I think for his overall performance, I think I'll give a 2. What do you think?
I think all I could remember Preetham getting involved in the game was that one free kick where Thapa rolled it to Preetham to cross it, and he messed it up big time.
Exactly.
And other than that, there was no influence, there was no mistakes. Probably a 3.
Okay. Let's go with 3. I think we'll try to be a tad bit generous today and not just give everyone 0, 0, 0, because they'll just make it more embarrassing. But Akash Mishra on the other side, clearly inexperience showed. They targeted his side throughout the game, and he was constantly caught out. He had a very poor game today, but since his debut, I don't want to knock him off too much. I think a 2 for him is. I think I'll probably give a 2 because he's a debutant. If he was an experienced player, he's getting a straight 0. But since he's inexperienced, I'll probably give him a 2. What do you think?
Prasanna, I'm sorry to be making a small correction. Akash Mishra is playing his second game. He made his debut.
What he did? Okay. I mean,
he was taken off by Yasir.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like he's still pretty new. He's still pretty new, and he's not very experienced. So I'm not going to knock him for that. But they repeatedly target him down that side, and they had so much success down that side. So, what score would you give him?
I don't think anyone in the squad even deserves more than 2.
Exactly. Okay, so we'll give Akash Mishra a 2. I mean, he will definitely come good. Over experience. I think he does need more games on his belt, but I think the new system, what we should be doing is like the newer players, we should instead of just throwing into these games like UAE and Oman and Qatar against these big sides, you should probably start playing smaller opponents and then ease them into that, and then you're basically throwing them under the fire immediately. That's kind of was disappointing. And in the center midfield, center defense, Adil Khan, I think he made some very good defensive clearances. Without him, again, we would have been more embarrassing. And even though he let him 6, I think for the third goal, he kind of didn't see Ali Mabu is coming off his backside over his shoulder. He probably should have looked him. He kind of tried to head it for a clearance, but he missed it. It went straight to his leg, and it was a very easy finish. But apart from that, he made some good defensive headers, and I think we can probably give him a 4. What do you think?
To be honest, the centre backs are the most creative for UAE.
Yeah.
And Adil, he misjudged the header, which was a goal. and he gave away a clear handball. Why did he have it? Why did he even have to
I
raise
mean,
his
I
hands there?
thought, I mean, some things you given, sometimes you're not given. Its hands are like kind of in like, so like this position, like it was unnecessary, but and sometimes you see it most sometimes you see it given, but yeah, you don't need your hand to be in that situation. It's not like um it's necessary. You don't, I mean it, you can probably chest it or probably do a diving header. You don't need to use your hands for that. It's not like you're playing you're playing cricket or something, or trying to catch the ball. I mean, but yeah, he did make some good defensive clearances, and he made some, so I'll probably give him 4 for that. So will you give him lesser than that or 4?
Three in my opinion.
Okay, so probably 3 would make sense. So Adil Khan gets a 3. And the other central defender, Mashood Sharif, he started very, very tentative, and he like kind of tried to run through, and he gave away a foul. And luckily for him, it was he didn't go studs up, else he seen a straight red. And he didn't make a few defensive clearances, but overall I think his game was pretty poor. So what did you make of him?
Mashur, he's not one of the fastest defender out there. So playing a high line with Mashur is a blunder. And the
Yeah,
other thing is he went straight challenging after he slipped, and that could have easily been a red. And we were
easily. Yeah,
lucky, and maybe it was because of a friendly the referee gave an yellow. I'm not sure
yeah.
why, but that could have been a red. And he was caught out of position too many times, but he did make few
Yeah,
good saves. In my opinion, I would go for two again.
probably a 2 is a fair result. So Mashoor Sharif gets a 2. And on to the midfield. Let's start with Suresh. He didn't have a great game, and but he hardly had any impact on the game. At least in the last game against Oman, he was pressing and he was trying to make things happen. But this game, he got clearly outrun in midfield, and I don't think he even had an impact as well. So 2 again. I can't see. I can't make any case for him more than 2.
No, to be honest, I saw Suresh a lot, like trying to get into the game. He was pressing, and in the
Yeah,
first half, it was all on Suresh and Apuya because Tapa was too high up in the pitch. He was trying to press the opposition centre back, whereas Suresh and Apuya were behind. Suresh was trying to press a lot, and Apuya was trying to carry. So Suresh did much better than like he the Oman game was a class apart, but this game he did try a fair amount of chances in the first half,
yeah,
and the second half I think second half he was like after some time he was taken off, and he
yeah.
didn't have enough time to impact in the second half. But for the first half performance, I give a 3.5.
3.5. Okay. Yeah, he did try it. He tried to press, but I think his impact on this game was very, very less compared to the Oman game. I think we can all agree on that. We don't
Yes,
have a doubt. We
yes.
don't have any iota of doubt that he runs his socks off for 90 minutes, but effectively, he was again kind of below average today. So Suresh Wangjan gets a 3.5, and Apoya. Um, that game, second half came on against Oman, kind of completely changed the game. We were on the offensive mode, but today he was trying a few passes here and there, and it didn't work. Although at some point he had to like kind of shield the ball and just try to play it back and front. But it was a very below average performance today. What do you make of it?
The first thing is we cannot blame Apuya on a lot because the entire team
Yeah,
was bad,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
he had to do a lot because he had to drop deep. Adil and Mashur both were not good on the ball, so
exactly.
Apuya had to drop deep, get the ball from
Yeah,
Gurpreet, take it over all over to the other end, and
yeah,
uh, in the first half, Tapa was playing too up high that Apuya didn't have someone to connect passes with, and Suresh, we all know
yeah,
he's not a good passer. So it was
yeah,
all on Apuya, and he tried a lot. He tried a lot till he was substituted off. So
yeah.
I think, in my opinion, I would give Apuya again a 3.5.
3.5. I would say maybe a 4. Let's try to cut him some slack. It's only a second game as well, and
Yes, yeah.
he kind of like look. He did look a tad nervous in some parts, but overall, I think he wasn't that bad compared to what others were. So Apoya gets a
Yeah, for
4.
his age at this international level, he has been good.
Yeah. And the other midfielder, Anil Thapa, way too high up the field, absolutely no impact. I mean, he couldn't string a pass together. He was so below average today, and I would say kindly rightly got taken off at halftime. Probably a one or a two at max, if I'm being generous. But what do you say? I mean, he probably
Uh,
in ISL when you see in Chennai NFC, he was kind of playing much back and he was trying to play out from the back. But here, playing forward is okay, but he's playing two forward, effectively as a striker. But which effectively you're a midfielder, and if you're playing as a striker, then who's going to create for you? You know, Suresh is not good. You're not great at passing. You have to complement Apoya for as the two attacking midfielders, and he didn't contribute anything to the game. What do you make of it?
Probably I'm going to trigger a lot of Chennai FC fans here because Tapa was completely ineffective in the first 45 minutes he played.
Yeah,
He was too high up. He was trying to press the centre back when the ball were in almost in our half for let's say 45 minutes.
exactly.
We didn't. He if he had dropped deep, Apuya would have had a good game because he could have strung passes with Tapa. He could have had a good transition if Tapa was deep, but I just remember seeing Tapa deep once making a clearance for
Yeah,
supporting Akash Mishra. But other than that, Tapa was too up high, and it was an horrendous game for Tapa. Rightly taken off at half
half
time.
time.
I would probably generously I would give him a one.
Yeah, I too generously I'll give him a one. It's you can't give him more of
Pretty,
that. It's
pretty,
and on to the
pretty
front.
sure pretty sure few Chennai FC fans are going to target me after this.
I mean, they themselves will kind of like accept that he had a very poor game. And onto the front three, Lorenzo Laxante. I mean, he too was pretty ineffective. He was taken off at halftime. He tried to come deep and get the ball, and two or three times he got the ball, but he instead just gave straight to the UA player instead of just clearing it out and then regrouping again. And it was a very poor game. I think his mark would be same as Tapad, a generous one. What do you think?
Chante, he was playing in the left wing, and moreover, I would actually put him at blame for Akash Mishra suffering a lot because he did not
Yeah,
drag back enough. He did not drag back enough, and you see on the left it was for UAE it was Shaheen and it was Fabio. One of two of the greatest wingers like of Asia. And Fabio, he's making his debut. He's a Brazil. He has that Brazilian flair in him. So stopping a Brazilian with just one person, it's impossible. You need two, three people on Brazilians normally with the flair they have. And Changte did not track back. Chain was constantly overlapping. So this he put Changte not falling back, put Akash Mishra on a lot of pressure. And Changte had absolute zero influence before being taken off. Generously won.
generously won again. I mean, exactly what you said. He did not help Akash Mishra. And you're saying when a player of that caliber, Fabio, is running down the wing, you need someone to complement Akash Mishra, especially given that Akash Mishra is a new guy and you played for India for more games. You're the experienced lad. You should have been helping Akash Mishra out more, but he didn't. And yeah, Changte gets a one. And on the other hand, Liston Colasso, I think he did have a decent game. He think before halftime, he did put a good pass through pass for Manveer Singh, which got him a good save out of the goalkeeper. And he did up straight after UAE scored. He pressed the defense and he earned a free kick out of which we did nothing. But for someone who's again making his debut, I think he did have a fairly okayish game, and I'll probably say a three for him. What do you make of it?
Issues we really cannot put a lot on blame on the forward attacking players when your defense and your midfield were non-existent. And
Exactly.
For Liston, he kept pressing the defense. He kept running
Yeah.
forward, and that pass to Manvir was one beautiful pass,
Yes.
which unfortunately Manvir could not convert because the keeper made a good save.
Yeah,
And
he came
so
forward, so he kind
keeping
of
all
cut the
those
angle for Manby to shoot.
keeping all those in mind, and Liston making his debut today, so it's probably for me. I would give Liston a four.
Yeah, four. And he was the only one out of him and Manveer pressing. I mean, no one others just pressed the UA defense. They were like, come on, attack. He'll sit back and defend. and it was absolutely ineffective. Liston Colasso, let's give him a 4. And the front man, Manveer Singh, didn't have much, um, didn't have any service today. Had to kind of drop back to, and kind of he had to only press, and he had only one chance where he kind of cut in and got a shot straight at the keeper. But I don't think we can kind of fault him today. He was still running his socks off for 90 minutes and he was trying to press, he was trying to make things happen. Nothing happened for him. So I'll say probably a 5 because he no impact, but he didn't. But he was not the main reason for us losing. What do you say?
Yeah, Manveer, he was pretty good. He made two attempts actually. The one which the keeper saved, and the other one straight at the
Yeah.
keeper at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And he had a pretty good game when you consider others, but still, I would say giving 5 when you give Gurpreet 6 is pretty high. I would go with the 4 again.
Okay. Would make sense. Manveer Singh gets a 4. And we'll move on to the substitutes. We had quite a number of substitutes coming on. Rainier Fernandez coming straight on and gives it directly to the UAE player. I mean, that's and he is experienced as well. He's not a newbie. He's quite experienced player, and he should know better. And for that, I'll probably say a generous 1 because he came on and effectively did nothing. So I think 1 is pretty generous. What do you make of it?
Rainier Fernandez is not just experienced; he's playing under Lobera. He shouldn't be making such casual passes. Lobera's
Yeah,
team plays rondos. They
yeah,
focus on passing, and Rainier Fernandez making such an open pass. It was horrendous to watch. I was surprised. Like I had to replay it again to see if it was really Rainier who made the pass.
exactly.
And he's pretty much. I wouldn't put him entirely on. It's okay. One off game everyone has, but
Yeah.
such pass it directly leading to a goal was horrendous to watch. And I would give him a 1-2.
I mean, especially given the goal before that was resulting from the same mistake. We tried to pass out from the back, and a player of his experience should know that better not do it again. And that's pretty disappointing from Nania Fernandez. So he gets a 1. And next player, Ashik Kurunian, bounced off the ball. Like he was so easily bounced off the ball. I mean, how can he not see someone who's coming off his shoulder? I think it was Fabio again, right? Number 15.
Yes.
Yeah, he
No, it was.
first he
I think
beats
it
him to
was.
the ball.
Yeah, it was Fabio.
Yeah, first he beats him to the ball, and then when Ashik Kurunian comes off him, he just bounces off him. He just goes on tumbling. I mean, even last game also he had 0 impact. Today also absolutely nothing. He kind of made a 1 or 2 runs going forward with his pace. But apart from that, nothing much to say. Yeah, go ahead, Anashik.
I mean, there is nothing really to say on Ashiki because once Rainier made the mispass, he was supposed to stop Fabio, but
Yeah,
he couldn't stop Fabio. He lost the ball, and then he tried to block Fabio for a shoulder push. He went rolling down, and there was absolutely like he couldn't really do anything over that. And I would give him a 0, straight on 0.
0. I mean, the first player who we cannot try to be generous. At least if he came on and not given the mistake, we would have probably given him a 2 or something because he just came on and hardly did anything. But Ashik Kurunian straight 0. BFC fans, I don't care what you say. He was absolutely poor, and he's been poor for a long time. I don't understand how he keeps getting picked by Igor Stimac. I mean, even this season, ISL he was so below average. I mean, he's just a myth more than anything. And next, Ishan Pandita came on. He also kind of pressed, and only he and Manveer were the ones who were trying to press their backline. I mean, and he also hardly had any
No,
service. So
actually,
go on.
hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, I can hear you now. Go
Okay.
on.
Yeah, okay. So I had like it dropped for me while we were speaking about Ashiki. So
Yeah. Go
Ashiki
on. Ishan,
he started his career as a winger, but then Quadrat made him a wing back. And he actually has played pretty good at wing back, and he
yeah,
has improved. Like for a winger change to wing back, he has improved. He has good physicality, but he needs to put the physicality to good use rather than just fouling haphazardly. He needs to put his physicality to good use, and we saw like how more physical he can get when like he has to learn more. When Fabio just pushed him, he just toyed around him.
Yeah,
He must have understood that he needs to get more physical, and he needs to get put the physicality to good use rather than just fouling blindly.
yeah,
And he has improved, but he has a lot more to improve.
exactly. And yeah, we go to Ishan Pandita next.
Why?
As I was saying, he was the only one apart from Mandi who was kind of pressing their back line and tried to induce a mistake or two, but at the end, um, he hardly had any service and he had to like kind of drop back to get the ball, and he just came on and probably couldn't do much, and he probably had less time to affect the game. So I'll probably will be generous on him and give maybe a 3 or something. What do you make of it?
Ishan, he's a kind of player who tries to live on the shoulder of the last man and to make the run when a pass is made. He's
Yeah,
a typical poacher. Whereas
yeah,
such poaching talents, it cannot be used in India, where you do not take the ball to the opposition end in the first place. And he had to
yeah,
drop deep, which is one of his best thing is off the ball movement when you are in the final attacking third. The way he
yeah,
moves is a threat on its own. But when you are not able to use your best thing, you literally become ineffective, and that's what has happened to Ishan. Here he could not use what is best at his off the ball movement in the attacking third because the ball did not go to the attacking third in the first place, and
yeah,
he had to drop down. He had to collect the ball, and he really put on a shift, but it was not enough at the end of the day, and I would give him a 3.
yeah. Ishan Pandita gets a 3, and the last of the substitutes, Hitesh Sharma. What do you make of him?
I don't like I don't think we could even, I don't think we can rate him even because he did not
Yeah,
put an effect, he did not put an effort, he did not have an impact, and he did not. I don't think he even got the ball. I don't think we can rate him. Even Halicharan came on. I don't think you can rate Halicharan even because there was no
yeah.
effect, no impact made by them to even rate them.
Okay, so we'll probably just go with 3 for them. We'll probably be generous. Instead of giving them a 0,
Yeah,
we'll just probably give them a 3 or something. And the
no,
last
no,
but
even
not the
3.
least, the great tactician Igor Stimac. You go on him, bro. I'll come later. All this while I was kind of started, so you start on this one, and you like,
He got too much, and to be honest, I wouldn't. I am a person who do not likes to match and his gameplay a lot, but he is giving youngsters a chance,
yeah,
and he is not like we could have seen when Constantine was there. He in his fourth season he lost to Guam. That is unacceptable.
yes,
But Stimac is experimenting with the squad. He's trying to get the perfect mold of these players, and he wants to give them an experience of what the international stage is. He wants to he's just like that. I am going to push you inside the well. You swim, you learn.
yeah,
So there for few people, I know few people feel this is one of a bad strategy to just push them without any support. But few people think that okay, these are the experience where players learn. When you get
yeah,
thrashed, they know where they learn where they've gone wrong. They try to improve. So there are always two schools of thought here. And as for
yeah,
Stimats, again, there are two schools of thoughts where some people are like completely Stimats out because we have just one win in his all 13 games, which he has
exactly.
been in charge, and that came against Thailand in AFC Cup.
No, it's
And then
Kings Cup, Kings Cup.
yeah, Kings Cup. Sorry, I'm sorry. It came in Thailand in Kings Cup,
Yeah,
and the other ways it has all been a draw or a loss.
mm,
So there are people who are going to match out because of this horrendous record. But the other school of thought comes where he's giving youngsters a chance. He's ready to experiment where Stimac Constantine did not do. Constantine picked up a lot of players from the base, but now Stimac has focused his like the player pool to ISL, and he wants to pick the best players in the country. So he's giving the youngsters a chance. And Akash Mishra, who was barely playing in Indian Arrows 2 years ago, he's playing for the national team now.
yeah,
He's ready to give chance. He's ready to make them get experience to the national side. But the one thing is he's changing too much for the opposition.
yeah.
Oman, he went with the defensive and then he made it to attacking. Here he was attacking. He made further attacking substitutes, which went like even worse.
Yeah.
And he's too flexible here, and that is causing an issue.
I think when as a team, as a player, you're starting and you're playing a first game for India or the first few games for India. When you get thrashed like this, you actually know where you stand. The kind of the club record, where it's easy enough to play against them small teams and then beat them and say, oh, I'm good for this international level. But when you get put against quality opposition like a Qatar or an Oman or even today, and we'll be playing Qatar in June, and I think the other three World Cup qualifier games are in June, and after that they'll probably get the AFC Asian Cup qualifier group stage, and I want to kind of cut slack for Igor Stimac because the Indian team doesn't play much compared to what we actually think. After this, it's in June, and after that, we don't know when they are going to play because there are talks of maybe the Super Cup coming back, and then obviously the AFC Champions League and the AFC Cup will get started, and then the season will start again. So yeah, giving youngsters, it's a very good opportunity for them. Even though if they get even if they get thrashed, the coach should put a hand on their shoulders and say, it's only a first game. They are very quality opposition. Don't get bogged down by this. I know you're a good player. I've not picked you without a reason, and I feel that that's how they improve. You fall only to get up. So that's how I see the things. And Igor Stimac, I think rate we forgot to rate him. So what do you rate him? If like
It's tough rating him because you really, when you fall in both two schools of thought, it is tough because
yeah,
one school of thought where Stimac is losing games, you want to rate him a 0, and then Stimac is giving chances, you want to give him a 5. So it's really tough rating him, and I would set in the middle for 2.5.
we'll probably say a 3. Probably to a good measure. So that comes to the end of these player reviews. Thank you, Arun, once again for joining. You've been an ardent follower of Chennai City FC and ISL and Indian football for quite a while now. And for those who don't know, Arun Krishnan, he is also on Twitter. In most matches he picks out on a player and he tries to put out stats for them. How many passes they have completed, how many take-ons he has done, how many duels he has won, how many times he has lost possession, etc., etc. I'll pin his Twitter in the description below, so you can have so give him a follow as well. He has some good analysis, and it's a humiliating fate for India, but we learn from this. They play the qualifiers next in June, where we play Qatar, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. Thank you, Arun, once again for joining. Hope to see you soon in another video.
Thank you, it was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Stay home, stay safe, everyone, and cheers.